Hello, everyone, and welcome to our good night meditation. We are going to talk about practical silence. So, silence, there can be many different types of silence. And when this word silence or peace we think of, what generally comes in front of our eyes? Well, to me personally, before learning meditation with the Manhattan Meditation Center of Brahma Kumaris, I always used to feel that silence or peace is something that, I can get with nature, right? And so I would try to find time for myself, like go on some vacation in nature, even hiking or near beach or whatever. Well, that kind of silence, is it possible to do that every day? Not really, right? Because when we think of practically our day-to-day life, it's like morning, and more for most of us, this time we get up in the morning until we go to bed, we are continuously doing one thing or the other, right? One thing or the other that we have to take care. Even at night before going to bed, what thoughts generally come to our mind is next day, what am I going to do? And then the planning of that starts even a night before. So practically speaking, it's not that kind of silence that we want. And even if we go on a vacation, we enjoy and, we enjoy the nature. And yes, we feel peaceful with the nature. But the day we are coming back from a vacation, what kind of thoughts come in mind? Oh, I have to go back to that routine again. So for us, it's very important to understand what kind of silence that we are talking about. And the silence and the peace that we talk about for in our meditations or that comes from spiritual understanding, when we experience that silence, there is always something, some power, some strength that we feel that boosts us, that uplift us. There is a power in that silence. And what does that mean? Like, for example, there is this particular energy of when we are rushing on something, right? In the morning, if you would have noticed, when we get up and start our day, it's like many times, many of us are like rushing, getting ready, get coffee, get this, that, I have to catch my train. And there is like this rushing, and this energy, it pulls us down. And many times that happens that in the morning itself, we feel, I'm already tired, because the energy that we are creating by rushing on things, that energy that pulls us down. But the silence that we are talking about practically is the silence that we get from the spiritual understanding. And somewhere in our mind, and we will talk about that in a while, where exactly mind is, but somewhere in our mind, there are blueprints of who am I really. And even though now we think that I am this body, I am a woman, and I am this type of a person, I'm that type of a person, but who I am really is a tiny point of light that is invisible, a soul. And the soul, the inner being, that true self, is peaceful. And that's my original nature. And somewhere in mind, I have this blueprint that I am peace. I don't have to go outside somewhere to look for that peace and silence. And just even now, just take one deep breath and just feel for yourself that I am peace. I am that peaceful being. And it just creates that beautiful silence within. And so, practically speaking, how do we practice that? How do we experience this silence? It really doesn't take, it just takes a second. Because what we have to always start from that unit. There is always this unit, right? What is the smallest unit of a time that we can think of? Is a second, right? Well, there can be fraction of seconds, but a second. The consciousness, the awareness that also we can create in a second. Like, for example, if I tell you right now, just think of a person that you really like the most. It takes a second for you to create that thought, right? And if I ask who I am, well, right now, from a spiritual understanding, it takes me a second to think that I am a soul. I am that peace. And literally every day, as you walk around in the house, for example, you are cleaning something, cleaning dishes, cleaning kitchen, you are going to work, catching a train, or maybe, well, for most of us, it's like driving a car, right? Even driving a car, and if you are stopping at a traffic light, you stop at least for a minute, isn't it? At the traffic light, or even few seconds. And how much time does it take to create this thought? I am peace. I am a peaceful soul. I am a peaceful being of light. And just create that beautiful, deep silence for yourself. Just for those few seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, 4, 5 seconds. And that's it. And during the day, make this a habit and create these thoughts every now and then, whenever you have time, and just feel the energy that gets created. And at this moment, let us really pause and feel this energy for ourselves. Sit comfortably, because now we are really going to focus on these few seconds of meditation. And just create this awareness. I am a peaceful being of light. I am peace. That's my original eternal nature of being peaceful. And just experience those vibrations of peace and silence. And you can even visualize a point of light or a tiny little star at the center of the forehead, behind the eyes, in this body. And this word, Om Shanti, you would have heard it by some of our students and teachers. That means I am a peaceful soul. And you can, if it helps, you can even remember this word, Om Shanti. And just go in that feelings of peace. And just try and practice this just for one day, whenever you get a chance, like tomorrow, for example, just for 5 seconds, 1 second, 2 seconds. And by the end of the day, just feel for yourself how much of that beautiful energy of peace that gets created. Thank you and have a good night.